Tory, we're here in Phoenix. You're homeless in a hotel. Tell me about it.
I don't want to be here. We're only supposed to be here 2 weeks. There's actually 6 of us crammed up in this room right now. The situation that got us here was, it wasn't even the fact of money. It was more or less, it was partially, my husband got sick, he had a heart attack, and the landlord wouldn't help us. He started charging us $30 a day for rent. Trying to get out of this situation is we're putting everything into being here, so it's harder to get out. Resources out there really aren't helping us. I've called several. They say either they have no funds or you're on a waiting list for months. And then by the time you get in there, either they say you don't qualify or they try to place you somewhere that's too far.
And the reason you picked this hotel was to stay in a school district.
Yes, because this area that we are is because my children are going to a wonderful school. I don't want to move them around. I mean, we're already in a situation it is. You don't want to make it any worse having them go somewhere else.
Right.
Try to keep a little bit of stability as much as you can. My husband, his job is still far, but at least has more resources to get to it from here than it would be anywhere else further. I mean,
You're saying he walks 4 miles a day?
Yes.
Each way, or?
Well, sometimes he does have to do it each way. Last week he didn't have enough bus fare to get to work and get home,
Right.
or cab fare to do it. So yes, sometimes he does have to walk a lot.
And you said you lost your house foreclosure in 2009.
Yes. We actually were going to be put on the mortgage. We were approved for it to get certification or something.
Right.
And someone came and knocked on the door and told us we had 8 days to leave our home that we lived in for 9 years. And then we ended up moving into a rental home. At the time, at the economy, my husband lost his job of 19 years. We stayed there for until a little bit after Christmas. My husband finally got his job back after being laid off for a year. And then the house caught on fire. And then we were homeless again. We stayed in the hotel for just a couple of weeks, for about 6 weeks, I'd say. And then we ended up finding a placement at that time because we did get help from a resource at the time. But the rent was very expensive and we couldn't do that. So we were there for 3 months, found something else. And that was the home that we just recently moved from now. And then now we're back in this situation here. But this actually is the first time being like homeless to the point that we can't get out of it.
And people don't understand it's like a circle because you can't save up for first and last month's rent.
Exactly. You can't. I mean, when you're paying $400 a week just for your kids to have a place to stay and not be out on the streets and trying to even just get the little necessities that they need, and then you can't, there's no way.
Right. And people think you should be able to rent an apartment like that, but you have to have first and last month's rent and credit and everything else.
Exactly. And if you have anything on your credit, even a small little splotch, you cannot afford, first and last month's rent right now is $600-700. So it's $1,400 just to move into a place. Plus if you have to pay for your water or your electric, that's an additional $300 to get that turned on. You have to have at least $1,500 to $2,000 just to move into something.
And you're talking about how your son has health problems.
Yes, my son, he's 11. He's been diagnosed. He has a very rare form of cancer. He has 2 brain tumors, and he's been battling it for 5 years.
Wow.
So I can't be moving him around, and I do have to stay in a specific area because of his doctors.
And the schools.
Yes.
You're telling me that the food banks the one food bank that's close only allows 6 boxes.
Yes, 6
in
boxes a year. Yes.
And then the other ones are too far and you don't have a car.
Exactly. I mean, it'd be 4 or 5, 6 miles because we have to walk at least 8 blocks to the closest bus stop, and then you have to take 2 or 3 buses to get there. And even sometimes, if they only do it a certain amount of time during the day, like 2 or 3 hours in the morning, either you're too late, or there's no supplies left, or there's only a certain amount of people that they can do a day. And we've gone to Church of the Nations on a couple of Saturdays, which is within about 8 blocks of walking distance, and they do provide my kids with lunch. But that's only on Saturdays.
So
But it's-
otherwise you have the rest of the week.
Exactly. I mean, you can't really just let your kids, okay, we're only going to eat once a week. I mean, that's kind of hard to tell your kids that.
You're a very strong woman. I
You
mean,
have to
you've
be.
met us with a smile.
You have to be. I mean, if you don't keep going and staying strong for yourself, your kids, and your family, there's nothing else to keep going for. You're just going to be stuck down in a bad rut. And we're going to get out of this somehow, and I know we are. My kids aren't going to be here and stuck in this position forever. But you just have to keep fighting.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing. And I'm doing it for my kids. I'm doing it for my husband, who gets up every day at 3 o'clock in the morning to walk to work. And I'm doing this, and hopefully if there's families or anybody out there, they need help, don't give up. Because if you give up, your kids aren't going to be strong. My kid I'm so proud of my son. He got Student of the Month for September. And being in this situation and your child actually gets Student of the Month and go to school and get his homework done and read, and his teachers love him and he doesn't act out, that tells me I'm doing something right.
Awesome. And congratulations on Student of the Month. If you had 3 wishes, what would they be?
I don't know.
Well, I can't hear you. What are they?
To help my family
To help your family.
and to help Jesse not be how he is.
Okay. And that's to help your brother then, right? Wow. And one more. Do you guys have any wishes? No? You're smiling.
What's your wish, Aaliyah? You have 3 wishes? Barbies and Barbies and more Barbies?
Well, thank you all very much for
Thank
talking
you.
to me.
Thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to speak out.